Hello everyone, it's Grandpa Hickory. I had a gentleman from Michigan, and he asked me to explain about how the Democrats started the Civil War in the 1860s, and how did I know about this? Well, sir, number one of your question, it's a two-part question. The first part is the Democrats, they stood up and disavowed their citizenship. They walked out of Senate and they walked out of Congress, and they vowed that they would never come back, and they started their own government, which was called the Confederacy of the United States. This was taught to all of us in school years ago. It used to be history, but when they killed John Fitzgerald Kennedy and ushered in busing, they destroyed our education. They did not want our history taught anymore. They wanted black history taught. So they changed everything in our schools. They took prayer out. They ushered in sodomy. Well, you know the rest is history. Okay, now, the second part to your question was about, I think it's listed right here. It says the Antifa is anti-fascist and that they are against fascism. No, the Antifa is an organized army that attacked and murdered people along with BLM. They burnt cities down. They were paid just as they've been paid in LA. It's on Fox News. You can look at it for yourself. And it explains on there that they are, Pam Bondi is investigating now, and they've already found out, Tom Homan's in on it too, that certain people high up on the leftist party have hired these people to come in and do the same thing that they did in the Antifa and BLM riots that we had back in 2020. So people, this is not me just jumping up here and making accusations. And I do know about this because I was taught these things in school. And the rest of your question here was, did the Democrat Party start the Ku Klux Klan? Yes, they did. That is American history. We were taught that they did these things. But they quickly removed that because the Democrats don't want that kind of history being put out there and taught to people nowadays. But people, it's coming back. Americans are fed up with it. They want the truth. And I'm not against anybody. I'm just telling you what I see on the news and from what I learned in school. It was history that we studied. We studied the Democrat Party, the United States of America. We studied about the Nazi Party that Adolf Hitler sent over from Germany in the 1930s. They got their citizenship. They started the American Nazi Party. You can even see it on YouTube of them marching in the streets of America. They enlisted young boys to be in the Nazi Party in America, and they were given Heil Hitler salutes and marching, and they were dressed in Nazi uniforms. But then, 3 days after Pearl Harbor, when Adolf Hitler declared war on the United States of America, they immediately had to stop. They were shut down. And the people of America, they made their children get out of that. So, you know, people, these are all history things. So don't get mad at me. I am just stating what I have been taught and what I have seen on the news. And Pam Bondi and them, just pay attention to the news, and everyone will be finding out. These people, George Soros and all these others, that are paying to have these protesters, they call them, but they're insurrectionists, bust from city to city to start riots and burning and everything else. People, listen, it was all over the news. They showed people pulling up in vans and passing out equipment. They had skids of bricks placed periodically through the city, just like they did in the riots of 2020. And President himself, President Trump, said, who is paying for all this? And you can see the vans pulling up, they're passing out face shields and everything else to the protesters because they were getting ready to attack the police. But people, don't get mad at me. Just take time and do some research, and you'll see what I'm telling you is true. But I stand on everything that I have said about it. I will not back up a bit. But anyway, sir, I hope that explains to you. The Democrat Party withdrew from the United States of America, and they started the Confederate States of America, and they promptly declared war on the northern United States, was the United States of America, the red, white, and blue, which we call MAGA nowadays. And a lot of people don't want America to be great again. But people, I do. I'm American. I'm in a family of a military. My dad was with General George S. Patton all the way through World War II. My brother is a retired Chief Warrant Officer, United States Army, with over 26, 28 years of service. So, hey, people, don't get offended. Just do some research and you'll find out. But it's going to be hard for you to research these things because they've been burying this information ever since they come in 1964. And they destroyed our education. Have a good day. See you on the next video.